Good Thursday, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern Mid-Atlantic region on social media like Facebook, Google+, and Twitter as well. And we're bringing on your winter 2016. Don't worry, it's on the way. This is the video forecast discussion for Thursday, the 7th of January 2016. Minimum temperatures this morning generally running anywhere from the teens into the low 20s across most of the forecast region. Temperatures as of 8 o'clock this morning already rising from the teens into the low and mid-20s across the entire region as well. Satellite radar and observations put into place here. Here's our high-pressure ridge right over the city of Philadelphia, or city of brotherly love, another one extending into Hartford, Connecticut, and further north here of the Hudson River Valley into Connecticut. A large area of high pressure still in control. Winds have turned more onshore now, especially from the Carolinas south, where we had this area of low pressure now move through the Florida Straits yesterday. It's heading out into the Atlantic. This is going to have an impact on the forecast going forward over the next couple of days indirectly, and partially directly as well. Not directly, but indirectly. Here is our area of low pressure heading up towards the Great Lakes. This will bring some warm advective shower, possibly some frozen precipitation, very light on Friday night, early Saturday morning. The main rainstorm comes during Saturday night, and if particularly during the day on Sunday. Most of the action in the storm reports yesterday in California itself, and into Nevada as well. We had plenty of snow here in the mountains, some 10 to 14 inches of snow in parts of the Sierra Nevadas here. Along the coast here, we had a funnel cloud in Monterey yesterday afternoon. Lots of flooding rains, down trees, and gusty winds here. Wind damage reports right along the coast from just about Santa Fiesto, San Francisco, all the way down. Various, had a tornado reported here, water spout actually, on the southeast of Long Beach. During yesterday afternoon too, so some very volatile weather as El Nino continues to make its influence here. Over Arizona, we had interior snows yesterday in the portions of the mountains here, and just to the north of Phoenix. And then, of course, you got into New Mexico, and then, of course, you got into Colorado as well. Plenty of snow in this region as well. On the aviational weather deck today, we have some MVFR to our south, and these light clouds will be spreading in at 3,000 to 4,000 feet across the forecast region. How north the deck gets, stratocumulus goes, but probably not that much farther than I-80. Meanwhile, the vicinity of Philadelphia, Millville, Atlantic City area probably about 2,500 feet for a time. Light winds today. There may be a few sprinkles today over the Delmarva, low chance at this time. Some Virga passing northeast through Delmarva into southern New Jersey appears to evaporate at about 1,500 feet. For tonight, VFR ceiling, stratocumulus deck near 3,000 feet expected around Reading, Allentown, Trenton, and then probably slipping south of the remainder of the area by tomorrow morning. Basically light winds trending north and east. Outlook for Friday, VFR conditions expected. Friday night through Sunday night, MVFR conditions expected with IFR conditions at times. Gusty southeasterly winds may develop to low-level wind shear conditions by Sunday as well. Monday, VFR conditions expected. Right now outside of Newark, we're in VFR, temperature 29, dew point 12, humidity 49%, the wind is west at 5. Visibility 10 miles, few clouds at 4,000, upper level to extreme clouds at 25,000, VFR conditions in place. Right now in Philadelphia, MVFR 33, dew point 21, humidity 61%, visibility is 10. Few clouds at 2,500, overcast at 3,600. And VFR conditions will later be in place for most of the day, maybe going over to MVFR for a time. Forecasted high temperatures for today, generally in the lower 40s, which is slightly above normal for this time of the year. As we get into the day on Friday, again, temperatures between 40 and 45 degrees, not that really that much remarkable. Temperatures warm up on Saturday afternoon ahead of the isentropic lift event here. Temperatures in the 40s to around 50 degrees in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. Temperatures hovering around that 45 to 50 degree mark on Sunday too, and that is with a rainstorm on the way. Temperatures really begin to tumble back to more seasonable levels by Monday afternoon, with temperatures 39 to 40 degrees, upper 20s, approaching the Interstate 80 area out there in Scranton and the hills of northwest Jersey and the Poconos. By the time we get to Tuesday, Arctic air returns to the forecast region. Temperatures seasonable between 30 and 37 degrees. And by the time we get to Wednesday again, temperatures around normal at around 37 degrees, upper 20s to the north and west. Forecast charts from Thursday through Saturday morning right now. Lots of action still going on here across Southern California. We've got a chance of strong thunderstorms in this region here. And of course, we've got lots of rain and snow still on the way with another system entering the northwest coast here. The system that passed through yesterday is now getting into the Four Corners region, and it's a complex storm system as well, across with lots of snow and ice and rain here, and get into the Central Plains, high pressure moving off the east coast. Now, all of this will congeal and move this storm system from the Central Plains into the Great Lakes region, eventually the St. Lawrence River Valley, leaving us with the warm sector here as this warm front begins to pass through during the day on Sunday. And as such, south of the front, chance of showers and thunderstorms build through the Mississippi and Tennessee River Valley area. And we're going to have a rainstorm around here, and it's possible that this could become a moderate event here with about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall between Sunday morning and Sunday evening. Maps into motion. Here's our storm system out to the west. Multiple waves of low pressure here. Here's our storm pulling into the Central Plains. Lots of showers and thunderstorms throughout the Ozark area, Arkansas down through Louisiana and off the Gulf Coast. Here is our disturbance that was, it's not really a tropical storm, but it's adding fuel to the fire to block the mechanisms upstream over the next couple of days, leading to a much colder solution by the time we get into early next week. And I seriously doubt that some of the forecasted model temperatures next Tuesday and Wednesday are going to pan out. It's probably going to be colder than that. We could have a clipper system come over the top here and then further down. So let's get into the forecast. Very active pattern. Could have a little bit of wintry precipitation, very light winter precipitation on Saturday morning across, let's say, north of 78, north of 80 here at the Hudson River Valley area. Most of this will be rain with isentropic lift. And here's our deep low pressure area that will be moving up towards the Great Lakes as we head into Sunday. And this is going to provide us with, notice how it's becoming negatively tilted here. We could have another area of low pressure that quickly develops right along that baroclinic line here, produces more moderate to heavy rain across the region on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening before it lifts to the north and east. There's a very deep storm complex here as it moves into the St. Lawrence River Valley in Quebec and Ontario in Canada, followed by Arctic air. And this Arctic air will stream south and east across the forecast region Monday afternoon, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Here comes the clipper. This clipper could also have a chance of redeveloping somewhat closer to the coast, and if it does so earlier, it could provide a surprise snow event here around the region on Wednesday morning. Following that, just Arctic cold air building into the forecast region with another clipper approaching the region later in the week, and this clipper could also be producing the chances of more widely scattered snows. Here's another clipper over the top here in this split flow pattern. This will be diving south towards the weekend. And then we have another storm system developing in the southern branch of the jet. And this looks like it's going to be a little bit more complicated. By the time we get into the following weekend, we could be dealing with more rain and or snow, depending on the location and the interaction between these two branches. Active pattern on the way, that's for sure. 500 millibar height GFS ensembles here starting out with this morning. We can already see the blocking that's beginning to form in the North Atlantic here. This would produce a negative NAO, a negative Arctic oscillation, blocking over the top here, and then something gets caught underneath here in the Pacific flow, the polar jet, and the subtropical jet with lowering heights here from the west coast all the way to the east coast. By 10 days out, we can see that this is already starting to happen. It's having an influence on the pattern. This is ensemble, so this is a spread of all the model guidance. You can see the ridge building up towards Greenland here. This is a classic negative NAO signature with the height rises here, blocking over the top, cross-polar flow, deep trough in the means across Canada from Hudson's Bay all the way down the east coast and back to the southwest too. Here is our negative EPO with our ridge access, positive PNA here against the west coast and up towards British Columbia, and our deep negative here in the EPO with our Aleutian low. And this is this is not questionable. This is actually forecasted to happen on the ensemble guidance, and by the time we get out to 15 days, we are locked in place. We have a strong negative NAO, a strong negative Arctic ice oscillation, complete blocking over the top, cross-polar flow, and storm system after storm system in the polar, Arctic, and subtropical branches, all congealing along the east coast. European ensemble 500 millibar analysis this morning shows this forecast to be verifying as well. Here's our deep low off the coast. All of these things in the are exactitude of the GFS to some extent, with probably even more higher blocking here in 10 days showing up here with the ridge access here across the poles and over in Greenland. This is a negative NAO, a negative Arctic ice oscillation, cross-polar flow all the way down into the eastern United States. Look at these height deviations here across all of the country east of the Rockies here. It's a very stormy pattern going forward, lots of blocking in place. So get ready to rock and roll because this winter isn't going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, it's just beginning. For everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You have a great Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow morning on Friday.